The DIAL has proposed an increase in the UDF charges, that is the User Development Fund charges at the Delhi airport, and that matter is with the AERA right now. I'm being joined by the CEO of the DIAL, Videh Jaipuriar. Sir, this proposal comes up, there's speculation that it will trigger into 5 to 10% of surge increase in the airfares at the Delhi airport. Is that correct? And why this increase in UDF is being proposed?
Firstly, this perception that it's going to increase airfare by 5 to 10% is incorrect. Why I'm saying this is just to give you the numbers. Now, tariffs are basically, they have got two elements. One element is where airlines actually pays to the airport directly, that is landing and parking charges, and another is UDF. Both these put together is the tariff. So currently, what this amount is about 145 rupees per passenger. And from 145 rupees per passenger, that is our proposal basically is talking about going to 375 per passenger. So actual quantum increase is about 230 rupees per passenger. Now, if you look at the overall airfares, I mean, even for a normal airfare, because at short notice it can be much higher, but if you look at Delhi to Bombay airfare of about 6,000 to 6,500, that makes only about less than 1.5% increase in airfare because of airport charges. Okay. And this tariff is basically determined by an independent regulatory body called AERA, which goes through the investment that the airport company has put into different infrastructure. So, for example, we have just put in investment for expansion of T1, putting additional runway for additional capacity, as well as Eastern Cross taxiway, and some of those things like additional parking stands and all that. So they take into account of that. They also take into account of inflation in terms of whether it is operations and maintenance charges. And then there is a cross-subsidization of all the non-aeronautical income that we have. So non-aeronautical income, what I mean by that is like the retail outlets, the F&B outlets which are at the airport. So whatever is the passenger spending there, so from there, DIAL has certain income. From that income, 30% actually goes towards cross-subsidization of passenger charges. So after netting it off is the total amount that is the tariff that is getting proposed. Current tariff that of 145 rupees is something which is similar to what was there in 2006. Okay. So if you look at the normal inflation of 5%, then in last 18 years on a cumulative basis, possibly it should have been much more than what we are currently proposing.
Okay, right. So I was about to ask you this question, why are you proposing that increment? However, you have already explained it, but is there anything more, the infrastructure development that's on the cards, which forced the GMR or the DIAL to take this particular decision that, okay, this is the time it needs to be increased?
See, timing is determined by what is called a control period. So this is the fourth control period, and this is from 2024 to 2029, where we are supposed to submit a multi-year tariff proposal, which is then evaluated. So timing is not something that is defined by DIAL. In terms of expansion, we continuously are in touch with our airlines partners because their plans also keep on changing and making sure that the facilities are available for their growth and without compromising on passenger convenience. So that is something that we consistently keep on working.
Right. So there have been instances at the Delhi airport of overcrowding, especially during the festive season. And now it seems to be a proposal as well that around April you are going to shut down Terminal 2, if I'm not wrong. So how is that going to impact the overall, passenger load that will be there at the Delhi airport, and will it not create further inconvenience for the passengers who are coming or landing at Delhi airport?
Not at all. We have basically kept that in mind. And in fact, some of these developments are required because we are looking at making Delhi as a strong international hub. So what we are planning to do is that Pier C, which is part of Terminal 3, where currently domestic operations happens, we are planning to convert that into international because there is a big demand for international, and we have seen some very interesting international flows that are happening through Delhi now that our connectivity has improved quite a bit. In fact, just to share with you, just slightly off the track, we are better connected to Europe and North America as compared to Singapore. We have more flights in a week than this. So for this, we need to facilitate that international additional capacity. And we are doing it only after Terminal 1 gets fully operational. So Terminal 1 has added about 23 million additional capacity because erstwhile Terminal 1 had about 17 million capacity. Now it is going to go to 40 million. So that is going to be operational in April. That is when we are looking at refurbishing Terminal 2. Terminal 2 operates at 15 million. So since I'm adding 23 million additional, so it's going to actually become better experience for passenger in the short term. And it's only about 5 to 6 months of refurbishment of Terminal 2. And then Terminal 3 with expanded capacity of international, and then Terminal 2 will reopen. So we will have enough headroom for airlines to grow, and the passenger facilities also will improve, which will help our ambition to become an international hub. Because for India, what is more important is to get the D2I, that is domestic to international flow in the first leg, and then getting into international to international flow. Okay. So domestic to international, we see a huge jump which is already happening. We are also working on different banks, that is slot banks, where people can actually come in and within 2 hours take a connecting flight. We have been working with airlines for doing that and creating infrastructure to support that.
Thanks a lot for speaking to us. So DIAL is clarifying that the proposal, if at all that's approved by the AERA, it will impact on the user's pocket or the passenger's pocket maximum by a little more than rupees 200. That would be around 1.5% of the total fares usually that you see between major destinations such as Delhi to Mumbai. So the major concerns that were there, that there could be a major airfare hike in Delhi because of these UDF charges if increased. DIAL clarifying that it could be not more than rupees 200 on each passenger. With video journalist Manish Bidhudi, this is Amit Bhardwaj reporting for India Today from Delhi.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.